let's have Shondell come up here. She can talk about, are these slides or you just want to come talk? Okay, so she sent you some slides. Guys, if you want to really participate in the Primerica system, it's about, and by the way, this guy that taught me this at the table, I asked him, I was like, what are your goals this year? And he said that I want to promote 10 RVPs. And I asked him, I said, what does it take in your organization? Because every organization is different. He said, I asked him, what does it take to go RVP? And he said, in my organization, no one is going to get promoted without having 75 licenses on their team. Okay, 75. Now think about this. That sounds like a lot. If you get one a month, yeah, you're going to be here for a very long time, right? Even that's not that long, you know what I mean? But it shouldn't take anybody that long if you're really on it, right? But if you get, Shondell, how many did you get? 6.
Yeah.
Right? So if you get 6, 12 times 6 is 72. She did it in what? 1 year. Now she has 80 something already, right? Or however many you have. But the point is if you can get that monthly number up, you're getting to 75 a lot faster, right? Now people in Willie's organization, 100, 120, 150, 200, there's always a higher standard, right? But this particular individual, he told me, you know, for him it was 75. So let's hear from Shondell so I can copy everything.
Right, guys. So we're gonna talk about licensing. It was a team effort this month. I think Maren online had 3 licensed agents in one. Josh brought in a licensed agent, and then myself, Mike and I, we got one. So that was our 6th. So always have a team that helps you out. But as far as the licensing process goes, guys, number 1, you just want to make sure you register people for class right away. So when you submit the IBA, it brings up class options. So don't wait a week, 2 weeks, do your orientation, fast start, go on appointments before you register them for class. Do it right away. The IBA is set up that way because licensing is the most important thing for your new recruit. So make sure that when you submit your IBA, you register that, right? And so they're going to give you all of the class options that are available. Now, you want to know kind of what are the differences, because it's going to list, it's going to say online, Zoom, they might have, it'll say in person. So you got to make sure you understand what that means as well, because online is just you can pass. In person, they can go to an actual physical location, and it varies state by state, right? As far as if it's 2 days, or if it's 3 days, or if it's a couple days and then another extra day the next week, right? So make sure you know that and you go over it with them. I prefer the Zoom class if they do offer that. It has, usually in Virginia, for example, it's 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, right? So be familiar with it too. If you're recruiting people in a state, be familiar with the classes, be familiar with maybe some of the instructors, right? How do I know some of the instructors? Because my agents have been in class and they're like, oh, I really like this person. So then you're like, okay, cool. When I register people, the next time I'm going to try to register them for that class, right? With that professor, if it's in the next coming time frames. Make sure you understand the differences, right? Between pre-licensing class, the online study plan, and Zoom review courses, because those are all online options that your recruit can set up, but they have different purposes. The pre-licensing class actually gives them credit for completing pre-licensing if that's needed, right? The online study plan is basically they can log on with an instructor and just go through the chapters with someone. So it's basically like kind of like babysitting someone going through the chapters for you, okay? And then the Zoom review courses are a lot shorter classes, and they're sometimes offered throughout the week. So it might be a 2-hour or 3-hour session with a professor to answer questions after people go through them. So make sure you guys understand that. They can repeat the class as many times as they want. Some people are like, can I only go once? No, you can go more than once. Hopefully you can go through one time and be good, but you can repeat it if you need to. Make sure they have the Primerica app, because a lot of times the information will be sent to them there. There's notifications. You also get notified when your recruits are signed up for class. They notify you like 2 to 3 days, hey, you have somebody in pre-licensing class this weekend, so make sure you're checking that. And then I always send people the Telegram instructions for You Can Pass right away. The day to set that up, their online study material right away when I get their IBA. And I want to make sure that they set that up prior to us meeting for their fast start meeting. So when I get into the fast start meeting, I'm gonna actually log on with them to their UCAN and make sure that they have everything set up and they know what to focus on. So they should be completing their pre-licensing within 30 to 60 days. Now, before, during, and after class, you want to check in. Usually they're going to get some type of notification or email a couple days prior to class from their instructor. So make sure that they know and they're getting it. Why am I stressing this? Because I've had situations where Saturday comes up and people are like, I don't have the Zoom. And there's nothing's open on Saturday for you to contact anybody or call or find out how to get that information. So now the recruit misses class. So you need to make sure that you're getting that and checking in prior to class so you're on top of it. Prep them that it's going to be a lot of information, right? Don't just send them to class. Some people haven't studied in a very long time. So sitting in an 8-hour session, learning a lot of information in the course of 2 days could be sometimes a little stressful. So let them know, hey, it's okay. It might seem like a lot. You'll have a couple days to review the chapters and stuff before you actually take your test. During class, check in with them, make sure they're okay. Again, usually they have breaks, I think, every hour or so when they're doing the Zoom class. So check in with them. They do have a lunch when we were doing things in person. Obviously, we used to go meet people for lunch. Can't do that now. So just check in with them. Maybe hop on the Zoom, see how they're feeling, see if they have any questions. And then after class, how much chapters did you get through that first day? So I'm talking about after class on the Saturday, right? How much chapters did you get through? How do you feel? So then you know where they're at as far as what they're going to be going through the next day. Some people, they end up taking a practice test on the first day versus the second day. So you want to check in with them, get them to make sure they take the simulator as soon as possible, okay? And then the last thing is fill out their licensing paperwork. So you got to be familiar with the licensing paperwork, especially because we're hiring people all across the country now. And POL is awesome that they revamped it, and it's super easy to log on, pick the recruit state, and figure out what specific licensing paperwork you need for that. So you want to make sure that you're familiar with that and then get them to schedule. One of the benefits of them going to class, you go next one. Benefits of going to class is that the licensing instructor encourages them to schedule. So if they go to class, the instructor is literally going to have them scheduled within 5 to 7 days. So that's a huge benefit for you. It takes some of the pressure off of you. They're going to be pressured in class to try to schedule. If they're not able to, they won't. But most people come out of class and they're like, oh, I'm scheduled. You're like, oh, awesome, perfect, that works, right? Don't want them to do it longer than 5 to 7 days out. Be familiar with the testing providers, right? They're different. Pearson VUE, Prometric, PSI. Make sure you understand what you need to do. If you don't know, check it out prior to talking to your recruit about it so you're on top of it. And then go over remote versus in person. This is another thing, guys, just learning from example within our team. Some people scheduling for remote, they have technical difficulties. They can't log in. Maybe sometimes the proctor isn't there on time and people have had to reschedule. So I prep my teammates. I'm like, hey, if there is an in-person option that's not too far for you, it's probably easier to just go do that. If there's not and you would prefer to take it at home, let them know you're gonna have a clear desk, nothing on your desk, a clean room, somewhere where you can go and close your door. Let them know the procedures that are gonna be needed, what type of computer they're gonna need, internet, all of that, so they're kind of on top of it. So that's scheduling. And then I put all their exam dates on my calendar. So make sure you guys know when their exams are, when they schedule. And then we have a Telegram thread, which we just #getlicensed, and all of our new recruits are added to that. We've been doing something called a licensing lottery now for, it's probably been over a year, very long time now. And it's just a great way to encourage new teammates to continue to study. So in our Fast Start meeting, we add them all to this chat. And we walk through and we say, hey, if you look in this chat, you'll see that people are taking snapshots of when they complete chapters. So they take pictures of it, post it on the thread, and they're like, hey, I finished chapter 1, 2, 3, right? If they do a simulator, they post pictures. If they do a focus exam, they post pictures. And now at the end of the week, every week, we do a lottery, random drawing, and then we give away $20. So it encourages them to study, right? And then when they pass, we post their pass notice and picture in the chat, and then we remove them from the chat. So
that's good.
Yep, so that's there. And then resources. So just know all the resources that are available to you as well. There are licensing audios, so every single chapter is recorded. I think it's pretty much the same for various states, but you can give that to your recruit. They can listen to it in their cars if they're driving, not working remotely, right? Then the standard, right? We have a study tips on our YouTube channel, so send that out to your recruits as well. Know how to find Pass Now on POL. So Pass Now is different than You Can Pass. The difference between that is Pass Now, you can take the simulator without completing all the chapters. So if they go to class and they didn't do all their chapters on You Can Pass, they could just take the simulator on Pass Now. You Can Pass, go over all of that with them. There's a lot of resources there. And then for you as a trainer, Recruit Manager will help you kind of also see where your recruit's at, how long, when they last studied. So everybody listening, we know when you last studied, right?
Yeah.
So we can we can check that. We can see what scores they've got. If they're stuck on a chapter, we can help kind of move them along as well. But just that's all I got. But you want to make sure that you're on top of it as far as all of the things you need to know for licensing. So, I don't know, anybody have questions?
Ask questions.
Cool. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.